water for the hardworking people. Wait, I'm not even sure.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Should I introduce myself as Ryan Zane or my name?
Ryan Zane.
Hi, I'm Ryan Zane. Hi, I'm Ryan Zane.
So, you're Ryan Zane. Here you are at NWA Fusion.
We're doing the Battle of the Belt 2 today.
Battle of the Belt 2 tonight. It's January 2013.
Oh, yeah.
So, what made you want to do this?
God. Everything. It always sort of felt like the point of life. Like, if I wasn't going to do this, man, I could.
What would you be doing?
What would I be doing? Yeah. I'd be like, I'd be doing nothing on my weekends but playing video games. All week I'd be sitting in an office with no real drive. Now, I have my day job, and that's fine. I think you need to maintain that to do this nowadays.
Yeah.
But what would I be doing in the week aside from going to work? But now I have a drive to exercise, to stay and eat healthy, even if it doesn't show so well. But yeah.
But you got that though.
But I got this to work with, so that's where all the money's being made.
The money maker.
A bunch of people tell me I'm in the wrong business, but this feels right to me. I just always wanted to. I mean, I have my reasons, endless reasons, always just wanted to have the glory of all my heroes. I always really wanted to achieve the same glory that all my heroes did, and it would be very upsetting growing up your whole life and saying, this is what I want to do, and a lot of people, from your peers to your parents, teachers especially, any sane person is going to tell me, no. Don't do that and go to college and get a job. And I've maintained a normal life. I still get to do this, and people are still, just stop doing it. You have your whole life ahead of you. But my whole life ahead of me, as far as I can see, is wrestling up into the horizon.
What was your earliest memory of pro wrestling?
My earliest memory of pro wrestling is being sat in front of the TV on a Saturday, and I know I'd had wrestling in the house and I watched it before, but it's almost like this is my first memory is watching Bret Hart wrestle Adam Bomb on a Saturday morning, WWF Saturday, and I was always hooked. I can't think of a time where I wasn't watching wrestling, but my first legitimate memory is right in front of the TV, watching Bret Hart wrestle.
Who is your favorite wrestler? And by favorite I mean the guy that made you say, hey, I want to be like that guy. I want to, do what that guy does. This guy's awesome.
It varied through the years. When I was pretty young and thinking about it, it was Mick Foley. Because I thought if a guy can do that, and as long as you have the right type of drive and you're giving the people what they want, and you can etch out your own niche, then anyone can be a major star in this. And he's the first guy that made me go, I could do this. I could. He did, and just by busting his ass. If I just bust my ass, I can do something like that. It might not be anywhere near as big a name as Foley. Thank God he's finally getting into the Hall of Fame, but him at first. Later it was more wrestlers though. For the longest time it was Benoit and Guerrero, and it was always such a disappointment. There was that 2-year span where they both left, and that was one of the hardest points of my life. I know I didn't know those guys personally, but it was really difficult, when people are like, they're all your heroes dying, and that's what's going to happen to you. I got that directly from my older brother, and it was just a pain to try to stomach that and take it like a man. But, I showed him because I'm doing it. Maybe not, to the level I'd like to, that everyone would like to, which, is the top is WWE, TNA, or touring the world. But every day I feel like I'm fighting against that, and it's thanks to hardworking wrestlers who got up there. Who weren't the biggest guys, but were workhorses. Sorry, I go on ranting rambles. Be sure to clip it and splice it.
So, how was breaking into the business for you? Where did you start off? What gave you the opportunity to go to a place to train? How did you get into this?
I opened up communication with another wrestler named Philip Stamper, who recommended the Ground Zero Wrestling School. Yeah, he's a good guy. Recommended the Ground Zero Wrestling School in Richmond. It was the closest school. They were operating classes, and it's still operating classes twice, upwards to 4 or 5 times a week.
Who was the head trainer?
It's hard to say.
Who was most influential in your training?
The guy who was most influential in my training and stepped out to take me under his wing was the Pharaoh. He asked if I really want to be a wrestler, Pharaoh saw something in me, and I have to thank him for that because he really helped me have the confidence and knowledge to do at least what I can do so far, which isn't everything, but it's something. And it's not even maybe what a lot of people expect of me, but it's something. And I'm still learning every day.
Oh yeah.
So, but I started with Ground Zero, and Pharaoh was
Ground Zero. How long have you been doing this? How long have you started training? When did you first start training?
I started training in June of 2009. I wanted to start when I was 18, but I was unsure, and I tried college for 2 semesters, and I had to know, and I had to at least let my mom, see that I wasn't going to do that. And then as soon as that semester was up in the beginning of the summer, I went. It's like June 2nd, 2009. Exactly is when I first had my first.
Like a good session. 4 years, almost
so
4 years.
About 4 years, yeah. Because I trained for 2, and I followed up training under the wing of Jefferson Early.
Jefferson Early.
Mm-hmm. And Sean Denny and all the guys at Fusion were very helpful to teach me more and get me show ready. And so I did that for another half year before there was a spot available. I was available, and it just happened like that.
It's working.
Yeah.
How many states have you worked so far?
I've only worked in Virginia.
Only Virginia.
Yeah, that's the bummer about having like a basic day job. And
travel is
not
expensive.
being so easy to save. I drive a beater minivan, and that beater minivan is past inspection. It's rumbling as it drives, and it just guzzles gas, and it's the worst. It's the worst travel mobile ever. So really, I'm waiting for a point where a veteran is going to say, we're doing this thing out of state. Can you come with us? No one's really approached me about it. I'm thinking a couple of guys are looking at me saying we can take Zane places and teach him more. But for right now, I'm just stuck to the state of Virginia. I think until I get to a certain point of experience that I can market myself, it might be good to stay home until I can really sell it. But we're getting there.
Yeah. All right. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Japan, Mexico. You know what I mean? Where do you want to be?
I want to be everywhere at some point. I really I used to set the goal of the WWE as ideal and realistic, but with thousands of guys out there all vying for the same spot, I can only hope that one day that happens. But realistically, I feel like I can push myself to travel. I feel like
That's that shit right there. That's that shit.
I feel like I can push myself to at least travel across the country to establish some bases of experience, and then, if money's right or someone notices me, I'd love to just travel out of the country on my own. The dream's to fly on someone else's dime, but until I make something of myself here, I can't do that. But yeah, I really, in a dream situation 10 years from now, I'm an established gaijin, and I live at home with my wife as her trophy husband, and just do tours and come home, and occasionally U.S. indie stuff, and to make money. In 10 years, I hope I'm making money doing this.
You want to live off of wrestling?
I'd love to live off of wrestling. I'd love to make money. I could do anything to make money. I just wouldn't care as much. But I'd rather make money in something I can put my passion into and put all of my life attention into. Something that I care about. Whereas anything else in this world, I don't care.
Yeah. Nothing else should matter.
Nothing else really does.
Pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Ryan Zane.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. And say goodbye to your fans.
Goodbye, fans. Goodbye, Zaniacs. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Try and get me in front of a camera to cut a promo. It's a disaster.
Well, good thing this is not a promo.
Oh, thank God. I can just rant.
All right, man. Thanks.